Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear the steering committee of INAPRA, Indonesian Pragmatic Association International Conference and participants. My name is Faizal Risdianto from UIN Salatiga and Teisar Arkida from UNS Surakarta. I'd like to deliver my short explanation dealing with the topics that I have chosen. Integration, Pragmatics, and Systemic Functional Linguistics (SFL), the challenge of transdisciplinary study. The purpose of the research, the first is integrating pragmatics and systemic functional linguistics. The research seeks to combine the complementary strength of pragmatic and SFL to create a unified framework for understanding communication, focusing on context, speaker intent, implicit meaning, and functional language dimension, ideational, interpersonal, and textual. And then advancing linguistic theory and application by addressing integration challenges, for example, differing orientation, methodologies, and terminologies. The study aims to enhance education, discourse analysis, and intercultural communication, offering a dynamic and context-sensitive approach to language analysis. Okay, the complementary nature of pragmatic and SFL. Both pragmatics and systemic functional linguistics (SFL) are interested in context, function, and the dynamic process of creating meaning in communication. So that is the same interest, between both studies. Well, pragmatics examines language's implicit and situational aspect, implicit and situational aspect, Levinson 1983. SFL provided a comprehensive system for understanding language's structural and functional elements, Halliday and Mathiasen, 2014. Together, this framework could offer a holistic perspective on meaning making, creating meaning, by marking pragmatic focus on context and inference with SFL's analysis functional language. And then the complementary nature of pragmatic and SFL, there are two kinds of focus. The first is context and function, and then meaning beyond words. Pragmatic explores how context affect interpretation, while SFL classifies language function within specific contexts. Integrating this perspective can enrich our understanding of how situational factors and language structure interact. The situational factors is the nature of pragmatics and the very complicated, sometimes confusing language structure. It is owned by SFL. And then meaning beyond words, pragmatic helps in decoding the unsaid, the implicit or the indirect one of the utterances, whereas SFL examines how language organizes the set in a functionally coherent manner. Combine combine both, they could offer deeper insight into both explicit and implicit communication. Okay, the challenges of integrating pragmatic and SFL. Integrating pragmatic and systemic functional linguistics SFL is challenging due to their differing theoretical foundation. Pragmatics, rooted in cognitive and philosophical tradition, emphasizes individual agency and mental states, viewing languages as a tool for negotiating meaning. SFL, on the other hand, is grounded in social semiotics and sociology. In bahasa, we call it semiotika sosial, conceptualizing languages as a social construct reflecting societal norms. And in the end, it's try to find out the ideology. This divergence is evident in their treatment of context. Pragmatic adopts a fluid perspective shaped by speakers and listeners' interaction, while SFL employs a more structured approach, linking context to societal and cultural frameworks. Okay, another problem is methodological differences. Methodological differences further complicate integration. Pragmatic often employs qualitative and interpretive methods, focusing on variability in specific interaction, such as speech, act, and implicatures. Conversely, or on the other hand, in other side, SFL uses systemic analysis of linguistic structure across grammar, vocabulary, and discourse pattern. Offering generalizable insight, combine these approaches requires reconciling their distinct levels of analysis and bridging methodological gaps between interpretive and systemic framework. And then another problem is terminological inconsistencies also hinders collaboration between the two fields. Key concepts such as context and meaning are defined differently. Pragmatic views context as the immediate social backdrop of communication, while SFL includes broader cultural and societal system. Similarly, function in SFL refers to language meta-functional rules, whereas pragmatic interpret it as the speaker's situational communicative intent. Okay, the discussion integrating pragmatic and systemic functional linguistics, a unified framework for context could bridge the situational focus of pragmatics and the social context emphasized by SFL, recognizing that meaning arises from individual and societal interaction. To address methodological differences, hybrid analytic tools combine SFL quantitative methods and pragmatics qualitative technique could enable nuance analysis. So it can be mixed method. The focus of pragmatic is qualitative and the focus of SFL is quantitative. Both can be combined to find a better understanding of the text and context. Yeah. Defining shared concepts like implicature and meta function and organizing them in a comparative matrix would align key tools and perspective for cohesive research. Okay, next, an interdisciplinary toolkit. Yeah, toolkits are model of analysis. Integrating SFL and pragmatic is essential for exploring language interaction from social, functional, and contextual perspective. Combining SFL clause analysis with pragmatic contextual interpretation can reveal deeper insight into meaning, speaker intent, and context. In my assumption, pragmatics deals with a very individualized context of utterances, whereas SFL deals with text and it relates to social semiotics and ideology of the society, of the culture. Okay, this integrated framework has broad implications such as enhancing language education through structured, context-sensitive tools, improving intercultural communication strategies, and advancing critical discourse analysis by uncovering power dynamics, ideologies, and cultural factors. Okay, by aligning SFL's metafunctional analysis with pragmatic focus on situational context and speaker intent, these approaches enriches research methodologies and deepen our understanding how language shapes social interaction and identity. Okay, this is the diagram. Yeah, uh, I think it is very challenging because after finishing my doctoral degree, doctoral program of appraisal and ideology realization, and get involved with a very complicated and deep understanding of additional, interpersonal, textual, and then field mode and tenor on genre. And then I am teaching pragmatics in my undergraduate program, yeah, pragmatic analysis of speech act, and then politeness, impoliteness, and then meaning making in the context of pragmatics of the utterances. It can be integrated, yeah. So there should be a kind of maybe multimodal analysis, yeah, the sound, the picture, the movies, yeah, maybe a kind of multimodal analysis. So both can be combined between the textual of SFL and the context analysis of pragmatics. Yeah. Okay. For the conclusion, integrating pragmatics and SFL offers a promising yet challenging avenue for studying meaning making in a communication. While theoretical, methodological, and terminological differences present significant obstacles, the complementary strength of this framework could yield a more comprehensive understanding of how meaning is created within interaction. By addressing these challenges through a transdisciplinary approach, scholars can gain insight into the interplay between language, context, and function, advancing to the study of human communication in both theory and practice. Okay, I think it's enough for today. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.